good evening, and welcome to WNBA Trending. I'm Ava, and tonight's top story revolves around the biggest question on the minds of WNBA fans everywhere. Is Caitlin Clark able to play in the 2025 WNBA Playoffs for the Indiana Fever? The answer, after weeks of speculation and growing anticipation, is a definitive no. Clark will not take the floor in the postseason this year. Her season officially ended earlier this summer due to injuries, and WNBA playoff roster rules make her return impossible, regardless of her recovery status. Let's break down the full story, the timeline of her injury, the impact on the Fever, and what this means for Clark's future. Caitlin Clark entered the WNBA as one of the most highly anticipated rookies in league history. A record-breaking college career at Iowa, a dynamic playing style, and a marketable personality made her the face of a new generation in women's basketball. From sold-out arenas to soaring television ratings, her influence was immediate and undeniable. But this season was marked not just by highlights, but also by setbacks. Clark battled through multiple injuries, and those challenges ultimately cut her season short before the playoffs even began. The timeline of her injuries paints a clearer picture. During the season, Clark first dealt with a left quadricep strain that sidelined her for several games. She returned, only to tweak her left groin, forcing more rest and rehabilitation. Then came the most serious blow, a right groin re-injury that ultimately shut her down completely. Her final appearance for the Fever came on July 15th, when she tried to play through pain but simply couldn't move the same way fans were used to seeing. After that night, whispers of a long-term absence began circulating, and by early September, those whispers became reality. On September 4th, Clark herself delivered the official announcement. In a heartfelt post on social media, she confirmed that her season was over. She thanked fans for their unwavering support and promised that she would return stronger. Her message left no room for doubt. The 2025 campaign was finished for her. That announcement didn't just close the door on a regular season comeback, it also extinguished any hopes that she might rejoin her teammates for a playoff run. The Indiana Fever, however, did not fold under the weight of losing their brightest star. In fact, the team rallied together, proving they were more than just a one-player story. Kelsey Mitchell stepped into the role of primary scorer, Lexi Hull contributed critical minutes on the wing, and veteran leadership from Aliyah Boston helped steady the ship. The Fever battled into the postseason, a sign of resilience and growth from one of the league's youngest rosters. But even as they advanced, the looming question persisted. Could Caitlin Clark make a surprise return? To answer that, fans need to understand the WNBA's playoff roster rules. Every team must submit its official active playoff roster before the postseason begins. Once those rosters are locked in, no new players can be added, even if they were under contract during the regular season. Clark, recovering and not expected to be game-ready, was left off Indiana's playoff roster. That decision, combined with league rules, makes her ineligible to play in any postseason game, no matter how quickly her recovery progresses. The WNBA does not allow hardship exceptions, injury replacements, or late additions once the playoffs are underway. Simply put, Clark is not on the list, so she cannot suit up. Insiders have repeatedly confirmed this reality. Reporters close to the league stressed that even if Clark suddenly declared herself ready, she would remain sidelined. As one source put it, even if she is able to or wants to return, she cannot. The rules are strict and clear. That has left Fever fans both disappointed and understanding, as they know the health of their star guard matters more than a rushed return. But Clark's absence has not meant her disappearance from the spotlight. Far from it. She continues to rehab diligently and is often seen working through light shooting drills at team practices. Videos of her smiling and encouraging her teammates during warm-ups have circulated widely, reminding everyone that her leadership extends beyond scoring and assists. On game nights, she is seated at the end of the bench, cheering every big shot and celebrating Indiana's progress. She has even taken on something of an unofficial coaching role, offering advice during huddles and bringing energy to her teammates. Her presence also continues to be felt off the court. Clark's brand power has not diminished with injury. She remains a fixture in marketing campaigns, social media chatter, and media coverage of the league. Every camera finds her courtside reactions, every fan chants her name when she appears on the Jumbotron, and every conversation about the future of women's basketball still includes her name front and center. In many ways, Clark has shifted from on-court leader to emotional anchor during this playoff run. For the Fever, the absence of their top scorer and playmaker has forced others to rise to the occasion. Kelsey Mitchell's offensive bursts have been critical. Aliyah Boston's rebounding dominance has anchored the front court. And the bench has adopted the nickname Bench Mob, embracing their expanded responsibilities with pride. This new team identity reflects Indiana's determination to prove they are more than just the Caitlin Clark show. Still, the long-term picture is clear. When Clark returns healthy, she elevates this team from promising to dangerous. The big picture question, of course, is what this means for Caitlin Clark's career trajectory. Many athletes face injuries early in their careers, and the key is recovery. By shutting down her season in July, Clark ensured that she would have ample time to rest, rehab, and rebuild strength ahead of 2026. Medical experts note that rushing back from groin injuries risks recurrence, so the conservative approach makes sense. Fans may feel deprived now, but the payoff will be a stronger, healthier Clark next year. It's also worth noting the larger impact on the league. The WNBA has benefited enormously from Clark's arrival, with record attendance and record television ratings throughout the season. Her absence during the playoffs is a blow, no question, but it has also allowed other stars to step forward. Players like Aliyah Wilson, Reese, and Kamilla Cardoso have taken center stage, showcasing the league's depth of talent. This has created new storylines and rivalries, expanding the conversation around women's basketball. In the long run, the league may be stronger for having multiple stars shine. Still, the Fever are undeniably different without Clark. Her shooting range stretches defenses, her passing vision creates easy opportunities, and her swagger energizes fans in ways few players can. Her absence changes the ceiling of Indiana's playoff run, but it also sets the stage for a dramatic return story next season. When Clark finally does rejoin her teammates on the hardwood, the anticipation will be unlike anything the league has seen before. So here we are, deep in the 2025 WNBA Playoffs, with Indiana battling bravely, but without their brightest star. Caitlin Clark's season is over, her name is off the playoff roster, and her sneakers will stay unworn until 2026. But her influence is still everywhere, in the cheers of Fever fans, in the determination of her teammates, and in the future of the league.